said it couldn't be done.
Everyone's been wondering where Ja Rule has been. It turns out your favorite rapper has been in the kitchen cooking up yet another smash hit.
For over a decade, Ja Rule has been getting completely demolished by 50. However, Ja has finally decided to not only own, but also change his rapping, singing, gangster nonsense, and made a chess move that is about to drop a bomb on 50. Welcome to another episode of On Point Stories. We recently dropped the leaked Meek Mill, George Jefferson freestyle.
Wanna see my teachers that won't be shit, now I'm shitting on them. I was too humble, now I'm cocky with that day for money.
And uncovered a lot about Jay-Z that he absolutely did not want shared with the world.
Money on my mind.
In this video, we are now going to aim the on-point laser beam at none other than Ja Rule. At one point, Ja was on top of the music game with sold-out tours, endless fans, and more money than he knew what to do with. However, at some point, all of this would change and he ended up falling off, which raises so many questions. What caused the rise and fall of Ja Rule?
Get your mind right, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad because I'm doing what I'm doing right now, man. Get your mind right, dog. Get your mind right.
We are going to look at the way he built a career, trying to become what some people call the Wish version of Tupac. We will be looking at the misstep he made that caused 50 Cent to spend the last few decades absolutely destroying him at every turn. In true On Point Stories fashion, we are going to expose never-before-seen footage of a young Ja Rule's audition video for his old boy band.
Yeah, nigga. It's easier said than holla.
And if that wasn't enough, we are going to drop exclusive leaked clips from his recent comeback. Let's just say his debut just might put him back on top of the hip-hop game as the crown king once again. This is the absolutely insane story of Ja Rule.
Pop Cristo Peters. They got everything. I'ma just give you a rundown of some of my favorites. They got you can't even pronounce the food, it's so goddamn good. Show them what you working with, Papa. Show them how you do it.
Hey, Papa, hey, we're a proper fish.
Jeffery Bruce Atkins, better known to the world as Ja Rule, arguably bar for bar hip-hop's greatest rapper of all time, would disrupt the rap game in the early 2000s, accomplishing numerous collaborations, topping the music charts, selling tickets for the infamous Fyre Festival, and going to war with 50 Cent, climbing to the highest levels of fame only to completely fall off. But before all this would happen, a series of events would occur that led Ja to his fame and to his fall. On the surface, this may seem like a typical rise to fame and spiral downward. However, the story of Ja Rule is absolutely unbelievable. The unthinkable will happen in 2024. Ja Rule, who now goes by the name Jeffery Bruce, is making a comeback in 2024. And I guarantee his new style and flow will break the internet. Stay tuned because exclusive On Point Stories, leaked footage of his comeback, will be featured in this very video. Welcome to On Point Stories.
They brought out a 2,000 artist. Sanchez, we ready? Are we ready? I guess not.
In the beginning, Ja Rule would look to establish his identity in the music industry. Some people have even claimed at one point that Ja had a slight resemblance in his style to Tupac.
When I first came out, trying to be like the Mags, you know, like Tupac. The first time I met Pac was at Queen's Day. Pac was there, and he was with my Nichols and Stretch and all of them. Just, you know, full of energy and full of life and you know, wanting to be a rapper. I hadn't really got my thing together yet. But they introduced me to Pac and they was like, yo, this is Pac, you know, whatever. Whoa. And I remember just meeting him and it was like, yo, that's Pac, you know. Then another time when I seen Pac, it was in the Tunnel. He was with Big just before Big was really on like that. You know, Big was still Tim's Black Army jacket, the hoodie, you know, that big, you know what I'm saying? I remember him being by the bar, and it was a line of chicks lined up. And it was all lined up just to touch him, get a hug from him, whatever.
Listen, it ain't just about motherfucking music, it's about politics too. That's why we got my nigga motherfuckers doing. You know murder comes. It ain't about motherfucking East and West. It ain't about me and 50. It's about niggas and bitches, power and money, riders and punks. That's it, nigga. Which one?
Power and money, riders and punks. Which side are you on?
Power and money, riders and punks.
Before we get into how and also why Jeffery Bruce decided to attempt to turn into Tupac, we first need to understand where he came from. This takes us to Queens, New York in the 1980s. In the 1980s, Queens, New York was a world influenced with sound and passion that would raise many stars. Yet among this hope, the harsh realities of urban problems also existed. It was an environment that was perfect for the start of an artistic uprising. Hip-hop was more than just music. It was a way for people to express themselves on a stage and share their stories of suffering, strength, and defiance against a system that seemed to have forgotten. Queens, New York would play a major role in hip-hop to this day.
It takes nothing but a hot slug to fill a villain. Cook a pot to make a killing. So we either escalate the feeling. I regulate the deal and jealous niggas hate the feeling.
But this time was also marked by rising crime, which was caused by the crack cocaine epidemic that hit New York's neighborhoods. Queens turned into a battlefield where staying alive often depended on being smart and quick on your feet. Young Jeffery Bruce, who would become famous as Ja Rule, found his way through all of this chaos. As a kid, he lived in a structured and strict home. On the one hand, he couldn't stay away from the street corners where young men told stories of glory and grief through rap ciphers and lyrical warfare.
Saying I've been through war, that's why I call it the war report, because I'm reporting with the things I've been through. Everything that was mentioned is things that was in my past life, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna see the difference in my new album, which was the shit that I'm living now, because I write about what's going on at the moment, you know what I'm saying? I don't write about some fake shit, I write about what's real, you know what I'm saying?
Hip-hop became a safe place for Ja Rule to deal with his problems and turn them into energy that would one day drive his art. This would eventually prepare Ja Rule for ultra success. However, it wouldn't quite prepare him for what would soon follow his short-lived success at the top of the world. As Jeffery maneuvered the complicated world around him, his life reflected the way the music he admired could change things. Hip-hop wasn't just a background for his story. It was an important part of who he was and what he wanted to become. He just needed to find a role model to mirror himself after. But we are getting ahead of the story. Those early beats in Queens would one day be heard in the halls around the world. When Ja Rule was young, he started singing because he loved music. Being a part of the local hip-hop scene when he was a teenager was the start of his journey into music. In the beginning, he became known in the business through the rap group Cash Money Click, which he started with friends in the early 1990s. His style at the time was slightly different than what he would later debut to the world.
Pipes.
After finding a new style, he would eventually be signed with one of the biggest hip-hop labels. This would be his big breakpoint in his career. He got this chance in part because he knew people in the business, like Irv Gotti, who was very important to his early career. Gotti helped Ja Rule get a record deal by pushing his unique style, who was also able to deliver melodic rough notes.
It was kind of hard to put words to a classic.
What? Only for the rule, baby!
You know, if you got a beautiful voice, you could basically, you know, fill that part. And I don't write my lyrics down. It's that energy when I get in the booth.
Where would I be without you?
It's just me, the music, and the engineer. It was a good thing for the music industry, too.
After signing, Ja Rule would immediately get to work, even managing his own projects. Ja Rule became famous because of his unique singing rap voice, which became his trademark, helped him stand out in the crowded hip-hop scene. His early albums did well at the box office and made him a big name, which led to many hits and duets with other artists. While it's said he took his $50,000 per hour studio sessions lightly, true fans understand his genius.
Okay, Ja Rule.
Only for the rule, baby! Where would I be without you?
you sound like Debo.
What?
This brings us to Irv Gotti and his ambition to push Ja to new levels beyond playing around and taking everything for a joke. Irv Gotti didn't care about rules. He was willing to do whatever it took to make his artists successful, including texting while driving. even back when it was highly illegal. And remember, this was right when cell phones came out. This is how you know he was serious.
Oh, man.
What's happening, baby?
I got a lot of acts, but the one that is always gonna be like synonymous with Murder Inc. is Ja.
Yeah.
It's definitely tricky finding the single. It's gotta be magic, because that's what we get our money with. That's what drives people into the stores to buy the album. Yeah, I see it and the way I feel, it's gotta be something that'll play in the club as well as the radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna bang him. I ain't worried about it right now.
Ja needs to put out an album, but the single is vital to the album coming out.
I'm about to just do what I do. I'm about to do some free shit too, you know what I'm saying? Start putting out, just to keep putting out, you know what I'm saying, music, a little freestyle or whatever, just come. Well, man, listen, I just want to let niggas hear my voice, man. I got shit I want to say, you know what I'm saying?
If you just put out music just to put out music, it's just, okay, we putting out music.
Well, I don't see how it could hurt. You understand what I'm saying? I don't see how me just putting out music that's hot can hurt.
I see the hurt.
Everybody's doing it. You coming right here.
Only for the road, baby.
But before Jeffery Bruce would be ready to make his 2024 comeback, there would be many trials and tribulations that helped him prepare for this moment.
I put out fucking billion mixtapes with a whole bunch of shit, and nigga, here come my album.
Only for the road, baby. Where would I be without you? Only for the road, baby. What? A Big Mac only for the road, baby.
Ja's nonsense and games wouldn't go over well at all with Irv. This would be the beginning of their downward spiral.
And after that come out, guess what? I got 5 more mixtapes of shit.
However, one person was waiting on this moment and would never let up.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And niggas trying to take my life away.
This brings us to 50 Cent and the 48 laws of power being applied to Ja Rule.
Here's a jewel. Love your enemies and hate your friends. Your enemies remain the same. Your friends always change. I travel state to state, stash spots filled with weight, Jaguar, XK8, money machines, count eight.
Once again, Ja wouldn't listen to Irv when he warned him about 50 Cent coming for them. The same way Ja took his music as a joke, he would take 50 the same way.
And then it was all in my office, Worldwide Plaza. Rule was in the office. We was in there having a good time. And here comes Flex at 7 o'clock. I got the news. So he said, all right, let's listen. Let's listen to it. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, oh God, fucking Dre, right? So boom. So then, no, but wait a minute, you're bringing it back. So I'm like, all right, the beat is fucking nuts. He may have one, but let's see if he connected the dots lyrically. He may have not connected the dots lyrically. You can find me in the. I'm like, is it? I turned the Rule and everyone in the office, and I said, yo, buckle up. We have a major problem. Let's go. This record, and he's with Jimmy Iovine, Dr. Dre, fucking Eminem. We have a problem.
Once again, Ja wouldn't listen to Irv when he warned him about 50 Cent coming for them. The same way Ja took his music as a joke, he would take 50 the same way.
You can clap and lose your legs. I walk around, gun over waist, chip on my shoulder, gun bust a clip in your face. We'll see this beef ain't over, man. Wish death on me.
That's it. It's like, his whole situation came about when I was shooting my second video for my first album, Murder for Life. You know, I was doing a video on Jamaica Avenue, whatever. And I don't know, I've heard something, this is what I've heard. I heard it has something to do with that. I didn't say sup to him or something like that. Like he came running up to me like, yo, what up, bro? And I was like, yo, what up? And he hates me because of that. This is what I gotta deal with, man. This is what I gotta deal with, man.
That day, Ja wouldn't only ignite an issue with 50, he would also spark things with Jay-Z and DMX.
When it came time for us to shoot a video, you know, it was one of those things like, I guess they was too big to be in my video. Actually, I think X was gonna do the video, You know what I'm saying? I think Jay was the initial one that backed out, and then X backed out. Something like that. I don't want to put salt on one or the other and say who backed out first, but I would just say neither one of them did the video. I really wanted to get away from them two and show the world that I don't need them two to make hit records. You understand? Like, I don't need them two to make myself a success. And I think once that started to come to light, like, yo, he doesn't need these two guys to be a success. I think that's when X started getting envious or angry at him. I guess the few little ignorant people that was still in his ear, you know, people that don't like me anyway, I would have to say, that were telling him that I sound like him. We don't sound alike. He comes out of nowhere and says, yo, I got a song called Ruled Out. He's trying to bite my style. He's trying to sound like me.
This would make DMX go at Ja Rule. However, this would be nothing in comparison to what 50 was going to bring to him.
Is it more than just cats in the street running up on you saying he sound like you?
Man, this nigga too, I told you, you're a fake nigga, man. Nigga, you know what I'm saying? Say what's up. Get like 20 deep. You know what I'm saying? Nigga sends a nigga over to me. Send somebody over to me like, yo, Ja's over there. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
These problems would lead to Ja's downward spiral, which ultimately, to this day, are making his 2024 career launch that much more difficult.
Put on a hell of a show.
But before we can get to that, we need to look at how one man kept pressure on Ja for decades and demolished his career. This brings us to 50 Cent.
I can't stand this nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this ain't WWL. It's not like I just got rap beef with this nigga. I don't like this little nigga. You know what I'm saying? For pretending so much.
Him never got along. My career is not based on Ja Rule. I think that for a person that's being successful, as Ja Rule's been to this point, that I wouldn't be the focus. You know, but I'm always on his mind because he knows I'm 10 times better than him from the hood. He never did none of that shit he's doing. Please play this part of the tape. You know what I mean? He's no way near. Nothing he says is real. You know. And that's why the energy, I mean, I think it bothers them that I can sell records to the people they would like to. Like, why you call yourself Murder Inc., all your records are like every little thing that we do, like fucking lollipop records and in the streets. The cats in the hood don't even feel your shit. They're not even feeling your records. So I think that's what really bothers them, is that I sell records to the audience that they would really like to be affected to. If I was selling those records, in all honesty, if I was selling records the way he's selling records, I wouldn't even mention me. There would be no reason for me to mention him. He gets robbed all the time. He just got robbed again out of town in Europe or somewhere. He got robbed in Queens, and the kid who robbed him, I know the guy who robbed him, and it's not that me and him are personal, like we're buddies like that. I knew him, we grew up together. So he said, what's up to me? I said, what's up to him? I knew he robbed the kid. He knew he robbed the kid. He didn't say nothing to the kid when he's standing there. I guess he feels like when you start rapping, rappers feel like you're their peer. And a rapper, like when he's battling you, he'll get in your face and say anything to you in your face. And that makes him so comfortable with you that their boundaries change. Like they feel like because you're successful rapping, that doesn't mean anything. You still didn't struggle. Like your lifestyle is totally different. You feel me? That's like the niggas that he has to pay for support to keep, you know, people like me from hurting him or live that lifestyle. And he's just so different. I don't even like that. Sometimes, like, I wouldn't even say it. I wasn't even supposed to say it on tape, but it comes out because it's really how I feel about that situation.
What seemed like a small problem between Ja Rule and 50 Cent would continue for years and decades. Before we get into how 50 trolled Ja to nearly obliteration, we first need to skip forward to some of Ja's struggling projects. While you might think this recent coverage of Ja tells you everything you would want to know, you couldn't be further from the truth, because you will absolutely not believe what he's up to now. But first, let's take a closer look at someone he's been hiding from us for years.
Don't nobody want me long like a nigga getting homegrown.
50 and his son, Little 50 Cent, better be prepared to brace themselves because top 5 rapper Ja Rule has a son no one knew about. Little Ja Rule, and he is about to drop a 50 Cent diss track that will surely make the internet go crazy. Welcome to On Point Stories.
Be honest, right? Do you feel like 50 has learned his lesson maybe with this incident?
Oh, he's an idiot.
Anything new coming up that you want to talk about, or?
Yeah.
Don't nobody want me long like a nigga getting homegrown.
Little Ja Rule is actually going viral as we speak, but that doesn't seem to help his dad with his current projects. It turns out Ja Rule, now known as Jeffery Bruce, is in the process of launching his comeback, which is aimed directly at 50 Cent. While the internet may not be ready for what is about to happen, it's clear Jeffery is not only prepared, he also is fully focused.
Hug me, love me, judge me. The only man that hovers above me. How?
I met so many men.
Stop it.
It's like we're all the same.
Before we get to the part of the story you do not want to miss, click subscribe, and after you finish this documentary, go check out the On Point Stories Jay-Z documentary, link below. You won't want to miss it. Here's a quick clip of the Jay-Z documentary. Share all these videos to make them go viral. I'm going to tell you this about Jay-Z that many people may not know. This is his secret son.
Boom, boom, get them swinging.
And you've never seen the freestyle they tried to hide.
Mind yours. Your mind will be a stain on that sidewalk.
In this highly unauthorized documentary, we are going to connect a few dots which will expose things that I guarantee you had no clue about. We all know Jay-Z grew up in Marcy. People know that Jay-Z is actually J. Cole's uncle.
Some nigga asked me why Jay never shout me out.
It makes you wonder why they tried to act like they never even knew each other. This information was about his secret son named Little Dang, also known as Little Jay-Z.
Cooking like the chicken. Got time, money on my mind. Fit recline, hit a nigga with the 9.
So what if Lil J actually was my son? It's not your business.
This story just might break the internet. Over the years, there has been tons of speculation about Jay-Z's secret kids across the country. Well, today, a new one has surfaced that looks more like Jay-Z than any of the others. Some say he even raps better than Jay-Z. In this story, we take a closer look at Jay-Z's newest kid that no one can deny. A viral video recently surfaced and has taken the internet by storm. The video features a talented rapper from Texas named Lil Dang. You might say he has an uncanny resemblance to Jay-Z, and for this reason, the internet has given him the nickname Lil Jay-Z. The internet is buzzing with speculation that he just might bring his very own son to his label. More from Jay-Z on this.
Who do you look at and say, this man or woman speaks for the things I care about?
It's gonna be funny, but I find it funny, but I like Lil Jay-Z.
Before we get into Lil Jay-Z's story, we need to first take a closer look at some of his other secret kids. This helps answer the question of how his newest son remained under the radar for so long and why he is going viral right now.
Yes, sir, nigga deal with you, bro.
On Point Stories team, you know the mission. These videos roast famous artists, but they are also meant to bring light to those that deserve a spotlight. While Ja Rule has spent years being demolished by 50 Cent for every single misstep, there is another side to his story. We have to respect the entrepreneurial drive and success both Ja and Irv have. They were able to bring a dream of success in the music industry to life, and this deserves recognition. They created a means to not only feed their families while achieving fame on a difficult uphill path that most will never follow. At the time of this video, Ja is still on his grind, dropping new music right now. We have to respect the hustle. Show him support as he continues to rebuild. Check the link in the comments and click like on his new music. Drop a comment on his channel and tell him you found his new music on the On Point Stories documentary. Now let's get back to the memes.
Yeah, nigga. It's easier said than.
Spoiler alert. If you're already a part of the On Point Stories team, you know you now have two choices. You can either get in the comments and say this entire video is edited and fake, or you can play along and, more importantly, share on your social media to help the channel grow. If you haven't already figured it out, most of what you saw was bullshit edited footage. with a bunch of AI sprinkled in, because that's what we do on Point Stories. Share this across all of your social media and tell your friends and followers to watch until the end.
You better record me. Why you doing that?
That's what I do, man. Because that's what I do, man. I ain't put you on there. I ain't put you on there yet. I'm trying to. I gotta find the right time.
Drop a comment. Who do you want to see next?
Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.